One thing to watch out for with these Android TV boxes. This one said it was a tv007 and it had the 2G and 5G. The reason why I got it was for the 2G and 5G. But the problem is with it, obviously tv007, that would have been Android 7 probably. Oh no, it wouldn't have been that. Yeah, probably would have been. But anyway, this came rooted already, and it had the Android 10, is it 10, 10.1? So quite a late model thing, and so someone had already been fudging with it. So we're actually too little too late. Worked out the reason why this was extremely hot in the first place, while this was running at 90 something degrees and freezing all the time. When I went to put this back together, I did notice when I lifted this up, there was a wee bit of noise like something in there. I thought, eh? Anyway, it so happens the reason why that one's been running hoary is not actually, well, I mean, initially it was still would have been hot, but as you can see there, they are capacitors. So from brand new, this had capacitors already off of it. Or it might have only had one off, and that's why it was running hot, and then the heat's what's made them pop off. So we're actually too late cooling this thing down. There's actually a reason why this one was boiling hot from the get-go. And when I had a look over here, you can actually see where some of the components would come off. See right there? Right there. Actually, there's some sort of weird corrosion on that. So they've been damaged. Actually, there's only one of those size over here. Hey, look, there's one of the ones off there. You can see it's got the same corrosion stuff on it. That one, oh yeah, that one could possibly be the other one. So now we need to find the small ones. Okay. So, lucky we didn't drill any holes in this casing, because this will be getting sent back. Because there's no way you should pay for a brand new system and it be running hoary from the get-go. I actually thought it was the because it was such an old version. So I actually took Google out of it, and that helped speed it up to actually run, but it kept locking up all the time. You had to reboot it about fucking 4 times an hour. So it's amazing that this was actually even running if it's got all this sort of stuff missing. And those ones there, obviously, those ones that have broken off. Then you got this one here, another one there, possibly one that was on, no, definitely one over here. One's come off there. There should be one there too. And you should look, one's come off over there. Holy shit, this thing's got lots of things missing off of it. And yet we don't even have, so this, either they've sent me a second-hand one as a brand new item, or this has been a fault from the factory, whoever they bought it from. So I'll give them a call anyway. Oh, there's another one there about to corrode off as well. So there's some sort of weird corrosion on this board. Actually, look, it's on those ones too. So even if I went to the extent of soldering those other ones back on, which I know how to do, I could do. The problem is the mucking around with it, because it's micro. You're talking about micro stuff here. You know, here I'll zoom back out and you can see what I mean by how micro we're talking. You know, it's the size of my finger. So to solder that is an absolute nightmare. And it's under warranty. So hopefully they're true to their word that these are under warranty. And it should be, because this is actually a fault from the factory or for a long time. Or they've given me a second-hand one. Amazing that it was still even picking up, and actually that would explain why the internet kept going off and on too, probably. But definitely the locking, why it kept freezing and why it was running hot all the time. Oh, look at that. There's another one. About to blow. All corroded or something. Yeah, there's been something funny that happened to this board. Look at that, all these different corroded bloody components in here. I'll do a quick search around. So just be careful. I mean, initially then try and get as late a model on as you can. Hopefully they've been soldered on a bit better, and maybe the components aren't all corroded like this. Just double checking everywhere just to make sure. Oh. Wow. Okay, let's turn that back off. Oh, look at that. There's a bloody double diode there. That's all corroded up, about to go as well. So is that capacitor? Some sort of weird orange stuff on it. I mean, there's stuff here missing, but sometimes circuit boards, when they're made, there's some stuff that doesn't get put on. But I would laugh, because this was advertised as being a 4K. I haven't got a 4K monitor to put it in. I've only got a 1080p, and that's what it's showing. So I don't know if these only show the other options once you've got a proper screen, or if this is actually all lies and this isn't even 4K, and maybe that's the components that run the 4K. Isn't that funny? All the capacitors and everything are there for that chip, but that chip's not there. Actually, maybe that's why all these other things have been falling off. Maybe it's been a fault from the factory, missing a component it wasn't meant to be missing. So if you are got faults with it from the get-go when you first buy these things, might be a good idea just to have a quick go over everything. See if anything's come off and blown. If it has, don't worry about trying to do a repair or change programming to make it run better, because no matter what you do, it's still going to have issues, and it's just going to get worse and worse. Oh yeah, look, there's some weird corrosion on that bit one there too. Actually looks like that one's blown up. Yeah. And that's on the 5G. Haven't even used the 5G yet, because I don't actually have 5G here. So that's crazy. So I wonder if this is actually a second-hand one and they've flogged it off as a new one or something. So just be wary of your suppliers. This here I actually got off Trade Me. I won't mention the name just in case they are going to live by their word and replace it, because it's obviously majorly faulty. Yeah, look, that hasn't even had a chip put there. Oh, mind you, these ones here are all missing. Like I say, sometimes some boards, depending, don't have them, but considering that this TV box is meant to have all mods and cods, it's meant to be able to do 6K, and so for it to be missing components on purpose makes me wonder if this is some cheap Chinese copy. Might be why the person stuffed me around for 2.5 weeks. So just watch that. See, I won't be getting another TV box from that supplier. I bought a couple off there. I mean, that HK1, initially that one, I had no complaints about that, except, as I say, we're not sure on the if they, because I think that one's meant to actually be able to go to 8K. So whether or not that, we don't even have the 8K TV really here, but one day I'll plug it into the 4K and I'll get a 2K next week and plug it in just to see. Otherwise, these things are getting false advertised, but I'll let you know in a later video on that one anyway, on their resolution, if it's actually true to what they're saying. But I was going to say that this here was a good board, but except for all the hassles with it, just for the fact that it had the 5G and the 2.4, but it's, if they're all like that, it wouldn't be worth it. It makes me wonder what this stuff is that hasn't been put on here, considering this is meant to be the later, like the model that has all the mods and cons. So it's a bit worrying, really. They might be buying the cheap Chinese knockoffs and then bringing them here and selling them for as the legit ones at a higher price. Yeah, nothing else jumping out at me on this side. Oh, hello, let's see. That's alright. So that's quite funny. That's actually the top of it that's got all the corrosion on it. So I'm wondering if these have been stored somewhere where there was a lot of moisture in the room or something. Remember that last one that we pulled apart? If you watched my last video, it actually had a bit of water damage on it. So starting to wonder that now. The only difference is that other one, the reason components wouldn't have come off, the solder's a bit heavier on it. Where here the solder's quite thin in parts, you notice on them. But definitely faulty, so just watch that when you're buying these things. Make sure your supplier, look at the remarks, feedback, all that sort of stuff. And then when you pull it apart, have a look at it, make sure it has got all the things it says it has. Plug it into a TV that's 4K. If it says it's a 4 and 6K, it should be able to plug into the 4K and give you 4K resolution. So just double check it all. I think they'd pass in the 4K ones saying they do 6K. That's in combination with using the HDR, I think, or the HDR 10 plus or plus 10. But I myself, I prefer Dolby Vision, a bit more enhanced colour, especially on these TV boxes. TVs themselves might be a bit different, but the TV boxes, yes, the way to go. Anyway, hopefully this helps you out. As I say, just be wary. If you've got a fault with it, send it back. And if you hear anything rattling in it, just send it back. It's obviously going to be little pieces of these components.